Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. Today we are going to see class 10 science chapter 8 heredity. Today we'll be learning about how the cellular DNA controls the characteristics through genes and proteins, and we are going to describe about the gene and also what chromosomes are and why organisms have two copies of each and how the sex is determined in human beings. Yes, and also which parent determines the sex of the child and why. Yes, let's start with the topic, children. How do traits get expressed? Traits are expressed because genes provide instructions for making proteins. So the DNA stores the genetic information. You can see here, yes, DNA stores the genetic information and a specific segment of DNA called gene. Yes, what it does, it controls the production of one particular protein. So many of these protein function as enzymes. What happens? Many of these proteins, they function as enzymes which regulate the chemical reaction inside cells. Yes, these reactions, what happens? They produce hormones, yes, or other substances also that finally result in the expression of a trait. Yeah, can you able to see here? So example I have given here, height in pea plants. So in pea plants, a gene controls the production of an enzyme that helps in the formation of a growth hormone. So efficient enzyme means more growth hormone. So what happens if more growth hormone means plants will be tall plant. If less efficient enzyme means less growth hormone, automatically short plants. So genes control traits indirectly by producing proteins. Why do organisms have two copies of each gene? Generally, the sexually reproducing organisms, they inherit one copy of every gene from where? From the mother and another copy from the father. So what happens here? Every body cell, it contains two copies of each gene. So this allows the traits from both parents to be inherited and maintains the chromosome number from one generation to the next generation. But what happens in germ cells, children? Germ cells actually nothing but our sperm and egg. They contain only one copy of each gene because they are formed by meiosis. So during fertilization, the two gametes they unite to restore the normal chromosome number. So our human body cell, how many chromosomes are present? 46 chromosomes are present. Sperm, how many are there? 23 chromosomes. Egg, they also carry 23 chromosomes. So after fertilization, what happens? This egg and a sperm, that is 23 plus 23, put together 46 chromosomes are there. So here is a proof from the Mendel. If germ cells carried a whole gene set, then what will happen? That R and R would always stay linked. But they assort independently. That is why independent assortment only leads to the dihybrid cross. So genes must be on separate pieces. So these separate pieces we call as the chromosomes. And these each chromosomes, they assort independently during the germ cell formation. Chromosomes. How genes are organized. What is this chromosomes? See, chromosomes are thread-like structures. What are they? They are thread-like structures. You can see here, thread-like structures made of DNA and proteins. So what they carry? They carry thousands of genes which are responsible for different inherited characters. Yes. So humans, we have 46 chromosomes. How many pairs? Arranged in 23 pairs. Out of these, 22 pairs are autosomes, that is nothing but our body cells, and one pair consists of the sex chromosomes. So during meiosis, what happens? One chromosome from each pair enters a gamete. Yes. So this ensures that the chromosome number always remains constant after the fertilization. Yes, children. So what happens? So here you can able to see two copies restored in the zygote. So independent assortment takes place. So because genes are on separate chromosomes, different genes they pair, they assort independently during the meiosis. So this explains the 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 dihybrid cross ratio. And stable DNA across generation. When two germ cells combine, what happens? They restore the full chromosome number. That is why it ensures the DNA and chromosome count. It remains stable, yes, in every generation. What happens in asexual organisms? In asexual organisms also, they follow similar inheritance rules. They still have chromosomes and the same genetic copying mechanism also. Yeah. Let's see the sex determination overview. Sex determination. So generally different organisms determine sex in different ways. In some organisms, like environmental conditions, they decide the sex. Whereas in human beings, it is not determined by environmental factors or other factors. It is purely based on the genetical makeup. Okay. So let's have some examples. I have given you reptiles over here. So in reptiles such as turtles and crocodiles, what happens? Temperature determines the sex of the offsprings. Here in the snails, what happens? Individuals, yes, yeah, in the snails, individuals possess both male and female reproductive organs. So what is the terminology? Hermaphroditic, hermaphrodite. So they possess both the male and the female sexual organs. So what happens? Yes, so they have both, and it is not in the case of humans. What happens in humans? In humans, sex is determined by the X and Y chromosomes. It is fully genetically determined, right, children? So during the fertilization process only, sex will be determined. Mostly, father's chromosome determines the sex of the child. X and Y chromosomes, human sex chromosomes. So what happens here? So human possess one pair of sex chromosomes. Let's take the female. Female we know is XX. So female have two X chromosomes. Is a perfect pair of sex chromosomes because both X only. The genotype is XX. So the egg, all carry only the X. Okay, so what happens? Every egg produced by a female carries only the X chromosomes. But what happens in the male is a mismatched pair of sex chromosomes, X and Y. So male have one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. So half of the sperm carry the X chromosome while other half carry the Y chromosomes. Example, mother X only, father X or Y. Okay. Sex determination in human beings. How is the sex of a child determined? The mother always contribute an X chromosome through the X. You can able to see your children. Yes, mother always contributes an X chromosome through the egg. So the father contributes either an X chromosome, yes, or a Y chromosome through the sperm. If an X-bearing sperm fertilizes the egg, the child will be a girl, that is XX. If a Y-bearing sperm fertilizes the egg, the child will be a boy, that is the XY. So X from father and X from mother is a girl. Y from father and X from mother is a boy, that is XY. Sex determination probability is 50 is to 50, 50-50. Yeah. So what happens? Equal probability. Since the father produces equal numbers of X bearing and Y bearing sperm, so there is an equal chance of producing a boy or a girl. So 50% probability of a girl and 50% probability of a boy. What you should learn from this? See, important point is the mother always contributes an X chromosome. Hence, a father alone determines the sex of the child. So here I have given you one tabular column. So parent, that is from the mother, what is a chromosome? XX chromosome. So only X bearing eggs. So child sex is determined by not the mother. She always gives X. Father XY. So 50% X sperm and 50% Y sperm. So father sperm X is a girl, Y boy. Girl XX. So XX inherits X from the mother and X from father. So father gave X bearing sperm. Here boy XY. So XY inherits X from the mother and Y from the father. So father gave Y bearing sperm. So it is a boy. So here are some NCERT text questions from your book, children. How do mental experiments show that traits may be dominant or recessive? So what happened in the F1 generation? Only the dominant trait was expressed. But in the F2, even the hidden, that is the recessive trait also appeared. So this proves that in F1, only the dominant was expressed. How do Mendel's experiments show that traits are inherited independently? So in dihybrid cross, if you take means, I have given you, yes, see this children, yeah. So in the dihybrid cross, F2 gives new combinations, like a tall, wrinkled, short, round. Not they are not present in the parents actually. Okay. Even the recessive thing was also expressed and a new combination was formed. So it will be in the ratio of 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. So it shows that two traits are sought independently of each other. So blood group A father and blood group O mother, blood group O daughter. Is A or O dominant? See, this information is not enough. Actually, we should know whether the father is a heterozygous or not. If we know, then only we can predict how the blood group is formed. So how was the sex of the child determined in human beings? Father only contributes the X and Y chromosome. So if X chromosome from the father, it determines a girl baby, and if it's a Y sperm, then it is a boy. So both are in equal proportions. So what you have learned from this chapter, children? Variations produced during reproduction can be inherited, yes, and genes control traits by producing proteins, yeah, that we saw, and also body cells have two copies of each gene. Gametes have one copy due to meiosis, and chromosomes carry genes. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, and females are XX and males are XY. The father determines the sex of the child. So here are some NCERT exercises, that is question answers from your book. Tall pea plants, violet flowers, when crossed with the short pea plants, white flowers, so all F1 will be violet or half short. So the genetic makeup of the tall plant is, which one is a D1? Yes, because F1 all are violet, so W it is dominant. Yes, children, and the T must be capital T, small t. So violet are expressed, so capital W is present. Yes, so short reappears means it will be like a hybrid, right? So small w present. So tall plant is capital T, small t, capital W, small w. So children with light colored eyes likely have parents with light colored eyes. Can we say light color eye is dominant or recessive? That we cannot say. See, this information is not sufficient because that trait may be a dominant in that family also. How to find out? We have to crisscross like a light colored eye with a dark colored eye individual, and we have to find which one is the dominant. Outline a project to find the dominant coat color in dogs. So cross two breeding dog varieties. One is having black and white wool. So observe the F1 coat color. What happens? Whichever coat color appears in F1 dog is the dominant one, and which one appears in the F2 or all those things are recessive ones. So how is the equal genetic contribution of male and female parents ensured in the progeny? Through germ cells carrying exactly one set of chromosomes each. So what happens here when egg it has one set and sperm it has one set, they combine, they form the zygote, yes, so it gets the two sets, so one from the each parent, that is from the father and from the mother, so equal contribution is restored here. And here are some memory tips on mnemonics, children. So DNA, it is having a segment gene which produces an protein, yeah, which acts as enzyme. So this enzyme, because of some chemical, yes, it forms like a hormone. this hormone is expressed by means of a trait. So do good exams, homie, today. Remember like this. So DNA is D is DNA, G is gene, E is enzyme, H is hormone, and T is trait. Each step controls the next chain reaction. So what happens? Body cells they give rise to two copies. So germ cells one copy. So just think, bodies are couples. Yeah, they are pairs, but gametes go solo. So bodies are nothing but the somatic cells. So diploid 2n, and gametes they are haploid in half the set. And next one, X for mom and XY from dad. So dad only decides the sex of the baby. So if it is a X means it's a girl, and if it's a Y from the dad means it is a boy. So dad decides with XY. Okay, Y, that is boy. So 22 plus 1, that is 23 pairs in human beings. So what happens? 22 pairs of autosomes, that is the non-sex chromosomes, always they are matched. But one pair of sex chromosomes mismatched in males, that is XY. So 44 plus XX, that is 46 in female. In male, it is 44 plus XY, 46. So here are some frequently asked board exams questions. Anyway, I'll be providing with you separate video for all these things, children. Yes. So we have come to the conclusion part. So what we learn today, we learn that genes are the units of heredity. So where it is present in the DNA, and they control the traits by producing proteins. Yes. So every body cell contains two copies of each gene, while gametes contain only one copy because of meiosis. And chromosomes they carry genes and they maintain the genetic continuity. In humans, females have XX chromosomes and males have XY chromosomes. Father only determines the sex of the child because he contributes either an X bearing or a Y bearing sperm. So these concepts they are they form the foundation of heredity, children, and are among the most important topics for the CBSE Class 10 board examination. So watch the full video. Yes, don't forget to subscribe. Yes, keep watching. Thank you.